Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may runneth that readeth it. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. I want to start off giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well today. And citation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide, that's in the faith, and exalt the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina Midlands branch, coming at you with another lesson. And like always, before I get into my lessons, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on a typical look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you're considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. So basically, I'll start off with Habakkuk chapter 2, reading verses 1 through 3, okay? And the reason why I start off with Habakkuk chapter 2, okay, touching on a video, okay, basically like a response video I'm going to do off the up-and-coming elder, Karat Zak, from the GMS Vegas branch, which this is his channel. As you can see, GMS Vegas sit-downs 144K, okay? And the title he gave it is The Nudging of the World into the MOTB System. And that's why I open up with Habakkuk chapter 2, okay? Because this is a vision, okay, which is a prophecy that's coming more and more closer and closer to fruition, man, of being fulfilled, okay? And when we make that statement of the MOTB, the acronym we give it, it goes into Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the mark of the beast, man, okay? And he put a couple of compilations of videos together, okay, to show you that we're at the time of Esau Edom, which are the biblical Edomites, the elites of Esau Edom, the so-called white race, okay? These central bankers are ready to move forward with their NWO, man, to bring in a cashless society and to bring in a digital currency by the way of the CBDC, central bank digital currency, man. That's starting to be set up worldwide. And best believe it's coming to this place, America. As these people are now here in America are witnessing inflation, soon to be hyperinflation, job losses, shortages on products, okay? Then on the other hand, you got other countries starting to drop the dollar, okay? So this is more of a proof that, hey, we're coming in the time of the MOTB about to be implemented, man. And you got a lot of camps outside of Great Millstone, okay, in particular IUIC, ISUPK, that don't speak about the MOTB being the micro, the CHIP, okay, because that's what they about to implement, the RFID micro, man. But these other camps saying it's something spiritual, it's sin, okay, ISUPK saying is sleeping with white women, accepting the philosophies of America or the so-called white man, all type of madness, okay? But this video right here gonna show that we are at that appointed time, as it says in Habakkuk chapter 2, that the Lord is going to bring these prophecies to pass, man. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and I'm going to get a couple of scriptures, and I pray that the lesson be edifying.
Never talk about the nature of this CBDC. What is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that. But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this. They showed him. And, he's a top, executive director of another central bank in Europe. And there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And he was around this large and would be implanted under your skin. So that is the plan.
I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, who was one of the Rockefeller family. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips. There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal.
The goal of this manipulation, and has been for a very long time, is to get the world population to see as a good idea, or the only option in given circumstances that are manipulated into place, the creation of a one world government, a world central bank which would administer all financial transactions on the planet, a world currency which wouldn't be coins and notes, it would be merely electronic, cashless society for which there are fundamental implications for freedom, and a microchipped population linked to a global computer, the latter of which sounds bizarre to many people on first hearing, except that we are ridiculously close to it and the technology already exists.
Tony Danner is standing at a new frontier in technology. The chip in his hand allows him to start his car, open doors, log onto his computer, and buy snacks in the break room, all with just a swipe of his hand.
You scan it at the kiosk, it comes up on the kiosk, and then to finalize your payment, you put your RFID chip.
The most cutting-edge thing about Hannes Huerblad isn't the phone in his hand, it's the microchip actually in his hand. The tiny implant is steadily becoming a part of normal life in Sweden. Thousands already have microchip implants that they use in their daily lives, waving their hand to gain entrance to the gym, confirm their ID, or make payments.
Nevertheless, each step of these technologies represent precursors to the mark of the beast, and many people focus on the differences between the precursors and the final prophecy of the mark of the beast, and then use such technical differences to disregard our warnings. But the mark of the beast will not come all of a sudden from one day to the next. There is and will be a great variety of precursors to the mark. One of the precursors most common today are RFID chipped cards. For example, a football club in the United Kingdom no longer accepts cash to go and see a match. You need to have a chipped card. Another football club in Argentina has gone an extra step and has recently introduced the idea of implanting RFID microchips in the upper arm that can be used for entering the grounds. Many shops everywhere are now promoting or requiring RFID chipped cards to access special discounts. And you can no longer travel using public transport in many places without an RFID chipped card. All of this is part of the conditioning that the system needs to implement before the final mark of the beast comes. The world's population must get used to making cashless transactions and be comfortable with having all their data registered and accessible to the system, and to enjoy and depend on the commodities that the technology offers before the whole world will be ready to accept an implantable microchip in the hand or forehead, without which they will not be able to buy or sell. Those who want to promote this transaction system based on microchip implants know that resistance to such a plan mostly comes from people who know of the mark of the beast prophecy. So the system keeps wearing down that resistance, little by little, through the use of these precursors. Technically, these precursors are not the mark of the beast, and so many people do not take seriously the warnings we're giving with regard to these precursors, because they think that as long as it's not the final mark of the beast, they don't need to worry about using the technology. People keep getting ever closer to the mark itself, thinking that there is no danger. But the precursors give us an opportunity to see how difficult it will be for us to live completely out of the system without the mark of the beast. If we keep giving in and continually get used to using the precursors, they're only going to take us closer and closer to the mark itself, until accepting the mark of the beast becomes just one more tiny step above what we're already used to. That's why it's important to note how the population of the world is conditioned with this technology. Young people already grow up accepting this as the norm, and it's getting harder to question what is happening without being seen as antiquated and extremists.
All right. So that's the end of the video. As you can see, through prophecy, man, it's getting more and more evidence that we at the time of the MOTB about to be intimate, okay, or about to, not intimate, but implemented, okay, because as we can see things happening around us, man. Technology more of a advance, as you witnessed throughout that video, okay, through gradualism, conditioning the people, okay, to make it seem like it's more easier to go cashless, as a lot of these stores now are not accepting physical cash or coins, moving towards a cashless society, more of a technology. And basically, most of the people here in America got, debit cards, Apple Pay, okay, they use their phones, okay, the scan, only to lead to the next step when these elites ready to implement the MOTB, okay, that physical CHIP into the flesh, man. Okay, in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, tell us of that. And we can constantly see it by the way of these videos coming out about it, just explaining it. News clips, articles, okay, what the stage of the world is moving towards when it comes to a digital system or a digital currency, man. So we're here, man. Okay, and the next thing on the need to take is the next biggest crisis, man. Okay, to have the people, okay, here in America, not here in America alone, but the world itself, to be upon their knees to beg for a solution. Okay, to be secure in a diverse situation, man. When all hell break loose, when anarchy break loose, okay, when there's a financial crash, and we starting to see now these banks collapsing, in which we know a lot of these things are done by design. And we at the point here in America that is starting to reach more and more of its limit of its depth. And this place is moving towards $31 trillion in debt and counting. And like I say, in other countries starting to do away with the dollar, such as, the Russians, the Chinese, okay, Russia and China, as they lead in the pack of the BRICS nation, okay, BRICS, okay, the acronym from BRICS, which represent Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and other countries that's starting to now move towards that financial system that's being spearheaded by Russia and China and those other countries, man. Okay? And in all actuality, the elites run everything. And when it comes to the system they want to put in place, the ones that's doing the bidding of them, okay, such as Russia and China, they moving towards a cashless society too, man. Okay, because you got the talks now that we call it the yuan, okay, the Chinese physical dollar replacing the American dollar. Okay, that's the talk now. People doing more trades in the China currency. But you look, they setting up their system to be a social credit-based system, a digital system. Okay, you hear the talks about the 15-minute cities, which they call them the smart cities, that within that 15 minutes of range of that certain city that set up is only a limited things you can do, okay? Checkpoints, technology that push the facial recognition, okay? And that's soon to come here to America. And you seeing these elites more and more boldly coming out with it, man. Okay, especially these, the ones that hold these summits, such as the WEF, World Economic Forum, okay, the Bilderberg summits, the G20, whatever you name, man. Okay, that these elites coming together to furthermore push their agenda, man. And we constantly give that warning. Okay, start with the men of Great Millstone, start with the apostles and elders on down, man. And those that's in the correct spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That this prophecy of the MOTB, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, is soon to come. Okay, matter of fact, let me go ahead and get into the scriptures. Back into Habakkuk chapter 2, starting at I'll go to verse 3. And it says, "For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Okay, so the prophecy of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the MOTB, is speaking and not lying. Because we're starting to see that system being pushed and put in play. Okay, being implemented. Okay, a digital system. And it says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So eventually, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this is going to happen, man. Okay, and us that's in the faith, that truly believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're seeing that the Lord is putting the spirit on the elites of Esau, Edom, on the left-hand side through the spiritual demon Satan, because that's their power, and they boldly claiming that this whole NWO that they want to bring is in the order of Satan, man. Okay? But that's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who the world called God and Christ, okay, will on the left-hand side. That as he set up Esau, Edom, to be an example of the wicked and be the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, which the word Satan in the Hebrew, Shaitan, meaning adversary. That's why everything that Esau, Edom is doing now, as he pushes his agenda of the NWO, is contrary and against the ways of the God of the Bible, man. Okay, against the law, statutes, commandments. Okay? And that's why when it comes to the time of judgment, because eventually this place is going to be judged, man. When Yahweh shall return. And the Lord only going to deliver a remnant out of the nation of Israel. Once again, which we'll consider the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, so-called. Okay? Those that descended out of that bloodline. So the Lord is only going to deliver a remnant, which we'll consider the 144,000 and the 1/3 from out of the hands of Esau, Edom, as they're ready to push and implement the MOTB. And we constantly giving that warning, us of that hopeful number. Okay? Starting with, the prophets and the believers. That the Lord is about to put the spirit on Esau, Edom, okay, to implement the MOTB. And those of our people that take it hey, the 2/3, according to biblical prophecy as well, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, those that take it, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be cut off. Okay? Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, tell you about the penalty of those that are going to take the MOTB and be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear destruction, as we're at the time of prophecy as well of the Third World War, which is biblical, the third woe. Okay? So everything is coming to the point of Yahweh Shema Shai will. And part of the will of the Lord is allowing Esau Edom to make an attempt to establish his NWO. Okay? And the spearhead of it, primary of it, is them implementing that MOTB. Let me continue on. Verse 4, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Okay, that's Esau Edom. He's not upright when it comes to the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai by the way of the law, statutes, commandments. He's diverse, man. Contrary. Okay, the adversary. And it says, but the just shall live by his faith. And the just represent the nation of Israel at this time, the elect, that's going to wholeheartedly believe in Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? And not leaning upon, looking for this system to be the way of security, to be our hope. Okay? Because us that's in the faith, we know the end. Okay, the end of Esau Edom rulership. As soon as he go to implement that MOTB, that's it. Because we at the point now they being exposed of who they are. Okay, their tactics. Okay, what they want to put in place. Them trying to establish the NWO. We know who we are. We know who our power is. Okay, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and we know their end. That eventually Yahweh Shai is going to return, man. And that's the faith that we have. And it's all coming into the time of being fulfilled, man. Okay, but through these trying times, the trials and tribulations of Jacob's trouble, okay, the Lord's going to deliver his elect when there's totally a society being broken down and everything lawless in the time of martial law. Because in the process of them implementing that MOTB, they're going to be in diverse situations, man. And strays, like the scripture says. Okay? They're going to be uproars of the people, civil unrest, the shortage of food, water, martial law, lockdowns. Okay? And in the midst of that, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be the covering of the elect. To be the deliverance of the elect. Because the elect is not going to bow to the image of the beast, the system, as in the form of the NWO, okay? And not going to take that MOTB, okay, which is the MARK. Okay, and I have to speak like that because, you know, lately that we've been getting on the subject of the MOTB, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, okay? Our brother's videos been getting strike, or channels getting suspended, or terminated as a whole, man. Show you that the exposure of Esau Edom, okay, is getting to them. Okay, and also the prophecy of the famine of the word. Okay, because this word is not going to be accessed on the internet for not that long. Okay, and the Lord is going to remove his prophets by the way of the highways and byways. So this is the time now to hear this word. Continue on. And it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. That's Esau Edom. His wine represents his philosophies, his whole NWO, his system that he want to set in place by being digital, by the CBDC, and implementing that MOTB. Okay? And the agendas that come with it, the regulation that come with it, what you can and what you can't do outside of this system, within this system, okay, that he want to implement. And it says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. And that Esau Edom, they known for that through their military, by the blessing of the sword that the Lord gave them. Okay? You know, and they're doing that by their military, by their democracy, setting up, different regimes throughout different other countries to implement their agenda, their ways. Okay, like I see, even these other nations outside of Esau, Edom, they're following suit of the ways of these elites. Okay, because they had drunk of that wine, and 2/3 of our people gonna drink of it as well. They starting to, they doing that now, accepting the ways of America, as that video pushed the gradualism. Okay, conditioning the people to get used to being in a society with no cash, but everything run by the way of digital currency. Okay, so that's that wine that they pushing. And it says, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Okay, and that's what Esau motive is, by the way of this NWO, implementing that MOTB. Okay, you want to implant, how can I say it, that electronic tag worldwide to connect everybody to the grid, so he can play the role of God. Okay, here on the earth. Okay, but like I say, they are the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. And when we bring subjects and topics out such as this, what Esau Edom motive is when it comes to this NWO, a lot of our people deem it as crazy, but it is. Okay, for these elites wanted to stamp the whole world. Okay, that's how demonic Esau Edom is, man. And that's why more and more we telling you, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, not to trust this system. Okay, not to trust your enemy, Esau Edom. But we come more to the understanding, us that's in the faith, that this word is for the elect. That 2/3 of our people going to fall victim, okay, and be judged, man, for trusting in this devil. So that's it on that. Let me get a lot of our people, they shun prophecies off, especially when it comes to the MOTB. Like I say, you even got that amongst other Israelite camps outside of Great Millstone. Okay, because here at Great Millstone, we teach the MOTB, starting with the apostles and elders. That is the RFID micro. But like I mentioned earlier, you got camps such as IUIC and ISUPK, okay, that mainly come in mind when it comes to them not pushing the RFID being the micro. Being the RFID micro not being the MOTB. Like I said, they push it as sin, something spiritual. HOI as well. Okay, other couple of groups are Sons of Thunders. Okay. A Watchman for Israel, which they completely going off, man. And outside of them, you got a lot of Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and a lot of these heathens within themselves don't believe that the MOTB is about to be implemented. Okay, but ultimately the Spirit is given unto the elect to understand. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 27. Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesied of the times that are far off. And that's what we tell our people. Hey, this is about to happen. Okay, Esau is about to shut down everything. He's about to come with the MOTB, by the way of his NWO. And our people, and majority of the people in the world, it's all it never gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in my lifetime. We don't see that happening. But all the signs point towards that the MOTB about to be implemented, man. That is a place in the world, the global world, moving to a cashless society, man. Okay, they speaking about it all the time. But majority of the world, especially our people, they're not into, researching. Okay, when it comes to financial systems, okay, or information, or the Bible, or prophecy, or how these elites and how the world is moving towards of a agenda. Okay, our people are into being entertained, living it up. Okay, thinking everything's good. So when this word is presented to them, and we're telling them, great judgment is coming, or tribulations are coming. Okay, they shun it. Okay, and it says, Son of man, behold, there the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesied of the times that are afar off. Therefore say unto them, Thus say the Lord God, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, there shall none of my word be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, say the Lord. So we starting to see that, okay? That the word of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai is about to be fulfilled. Okay, it's not far off. Okay, those that's in the faith and have the spiritual eyesight, okay, to see these things. Okay, so let me get 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I had told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the Lord is doing that. Okay. And us that's in the faith, we're measuring the times. Okay. And besides the MOTB about to be implemented, okay, one of the signs, okay, a prophecy, okay, the Lord is bringing the brewing of the Third World War. Okay, uproars of the people, pestilence, natural disasters. Okay, signs showing that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about ready to bring the downfall of Esau Edom. Okay, and his setup through his kingdom. Okay, and that Yahweh Shai is about to return. By the way, the chariots, what the world call you UFOs. Okay, which are the angels. Okay, the vehicles of the angels, man. So that's a sign. And it says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, so it was set ever since the foundation of the earth, ever before the book of Genesis. Now we coming in the time of Revelation and other prophecies too. Okay, that was spoken of in the Old Testament. That's playing out, that's coming to be fulfilled. Okay, in the New Testament, okay, the whole volume of the book is speaking. But ever since the beginning, Genesis, was set in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, here in the last days, that these things going to come to pass, man, these prophecies. And it says, For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end, and the end is manifest. So the end is manifest. And we know we at the end of Esau Edom rulership, because what's being manifest? The MOTB, okay? That's about to be implemented. Like I say, soon Esau implement that where things really going to go haywire, man. Okay? Because that's when the Lord going to cause the Third World War, as we seeing now, come to a point when they're going to shoot those missiles in the presence of Yahweh Shai returning. Because Yahweh Shai is going to return and fight against these nations' military, man, their armies, and only deliver the elect from out of that. Okay, because simultaneously you're going to have those missiles being launched. Okay, and that's going to be the destruction of America. And those that take that MOTB of our people are going to be destroyed. Once again, Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And after that, Yahweh Shai is going to establish the kingdom of Israel here on the earth, in the land of Israel. Okay, the real Israelites, us, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Okay, and by the way, the phonies that's over there, they're going to be toast out of that land by the way of thermonuclear destruction. Because they're not the original inheritors. Okay? And through the process of time, when the Lord set up the kingdom, starting with these elites of Esau Edom that escaped the judgment of those missiles, and those these heathen nations that remain, and they're going to go into captivity. That's their future, okay? Not rejoicing in the world by the way of establishing the NWO, okay? Mainly with the elites of Edom. They're going to go into captivity. So that's it on that, okay? Let me get Let me get Psalms, and I'll get ready to close. Psalms chapter 10, starting at verse 4. And it says, the wicked, through the pride of his consciousness, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Yeah, these elites of Esau, Edom. Okay, they're not thinking about a higher power, even though they know. Okay, they got the relics, they got the history. They know who we are. That's why, as Elder Apostle Cabal always make mention, in order for you to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. They know the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that we're the Israelites, man. Okay? But Esau, Edom is set up to be the wicked, and that the Lord is not with them. And they play the role here on the earth that they're higher than a higher power here on the earth. Okay? And through the technology, the blessings that the Lord gave them, have them thinking that, man. So they're not thinking about the will of the Heavenly Father and His Son. That wasn't given unto them, okay, of a righteous kingdom, righteous authority. That portion belongs to us, the Israelites, the Negro, Latinos, Native Americans. We're the Lord's chosen people. And when the kingdom is set up, all is going to be nothing but righteous. Okay, these heathen nations are going to have to follow righteousness of the law, statute, commandments, and serving us in our power. Okay? And it says, for God is not in all his thoughts, okay, going into Esau, Edom. That's why they're pushing what they're doing now. His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far out of his sight, and for all his enemies he puffeth at them, okay? That's Esau, Edom, through his pride, through this NWO, man, through his military. Okay, he want to conquer all nations, stamp all nations, especially you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, because we his number one enemy. Okay, Psalms the 83rd chapter teach you or show you that. Okay, and it says, he has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Yeah, these elites of Esau, Edom on down. Okay, even to these average Edomites here in America and all throughout the world, they don't think they'll never be taken down. Okay, even though they see things are happening to a certain extent, they seeing, uproars and civil unrest. They see how corrupt the government is. Okay, but mainly these elites, they don't think they'll never be taken down. Okay, and these average Edomite Americans in particular, they figure that they can take the country back and they can rule. Okay, or we got to do something about the upper launch of the elites of our counterpart. They the reason. Okay, but all of them are all together, because all of them are Edomites, man. And all of them are going to be judged, okay? Especially the elites. And it says, continue on, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, and under his tongue is mischief and vanity. And that's how this whole physical dollar system was set up, through fraud, okay? Which is nothing but debt. And furthermore, now they want to implement a digital currency, which furthermore is nothing but fraud, man. Because these people that's going to be, like the video say, conditioning in and gradualism, this is the new norm, the way of life. Okay, but it's more going to lead to your rights as you think you have being taken away. A limit of things, what you can do. Okay, what you can say. Okay. And it says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, okay? In the secret places do he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. And that's mainly us, the Israelites, because we're in captivity, okay? But that's how America was built, off the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, still to this day, in all these nations, okay? But we're the poor, okay? Because you look, the Negro, Latinos, Native Americans are the only ones that really don't have no inheritance when it comes to a land. We captives under all these nations, man. Okay, even the northern kingdom of the so-called Latinos, Hispanics, down there in Central and South America, okay, they're captives under Esau, Edom. Okay? Yeah, the proof of that, as they want to stamp them too, In that video, it said that those certain stadiums, football stadiums, which soccer, they're heavy in soccer down there in Central and South America, that order for those the Latinos or Hispanics to enter to those stadiums, they had to have a card. Okay, so that's conditional. Okay, a debit card to enter in. They ain't accepting no cash. Okay, show you that they under the rule of Esau Edom and the agendas that Esau Edom want to push. Okay, and it says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in the den. He lie in wait to catch the poor. He do catch the poor while he draweth him in his net. Okay, the traps. Okay, he croucheth and humble himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Yeah, these elites, as they're approaching their agenda, they're gonna make it more of a legislations. Okay. Like I say, they're gonna push it to the point that it's more of being got to be acceptable. This is the way now. Okay. So that's it on that. And a lot of people gonna fall by that, man. But let me get this, and I end off with cause like I said, from the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone on down to the brethren. Okay, our apostles and elders been out there for years giving warning about that MOTB, man. And it's coming to the point, okay, the curving point that this prophecy is about to be fulfilled. And for a lot of our people, especially ones that's amongst those that know the Israelites, that listen to these other groups, that's not accepting the MOTB, to be the RFID micro, that blood is going to be off of our hands, man. Okay? And those that's not accepting it, that the MOTB is the micro, but saying it's something else, it's sin, it's something spiritual. And like I said, if they take it, they're going to be destroyed, man. Okay? Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. But I'm going to go ahead and read this and end off with the video. This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall they know that there have been a prophet among them. And that's starting with the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone on down, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that the lesson be edifying. Until the next time, I'm going to end off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide, that's in the faith, and exalting the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Until the next time, Lord willing, Shalom.